in the Middle East, job-killing trade deals, and most of all, open borders and just the out-of-control illegal immigration and legal immigration system, he comes along and takes the most popular position, which is why they keep going after Trump for his personal baggage. It's not about Trump. It's never been about Trump. It's about his issues, and it's the people against the ruling class. So you
think it is his personality that has really sold you on him, then?
I think I just said the exact opposite.
But you're talking about his populism.
I'm talking about his issues.
Okay.
No one is voting for Trump because of his personality. They are voting for Trump because of his issues.
And that is the interesting thing, Martin Amis, that when you ask people who concentrates on issues, most people think it would be Hillary Clinton. She talks about policy. Trump is the one that actually talks about issues in terms of how they affect people, right?
Well, I've never seen anything very coherent from Trump on any issue at all. He has made it, because his personality is so repulsive and overwhelming, that's all there is to talk about. I don't think, can you remember a single soundbite apart from building the wall? I mean, he hasn't got any detail. All he's got is an attitude. The fact that that attitude is speaking to a lot of Americans is a great interest and concern. But I don't see him commandeering the issues question. I think he's giving a presentation of the wonder of Donald Trump, and he thinks that'll be enough.
I couldn't disagree more. I have a whole chapter in my book, because every time since Trump announced, I'd walk in to get coffee in my kitchen, and I'd see someone on TV saying, oh, he has no policy specifics, he doesn't do nuance, he doesn't know the facts, will we get specifics? He's the only one giving us specifics. When I went through and read through the primary debates, and that's after watching them both twice, luckily he doesn't have that politician's trick of saying people are frustrated and describing the problem. He answers everything directly. We do know what he'll do with the border. Yeah, he'll build a wall. Yes, he'll have extreme vetting for Muslim immigrants in particular, or immigrants from countries that have been producing all of these terrorists. He's gone through the order of deportation. He'll start with the felons, then he'll move on to the ones who are arrested, then the ones who are on welfare. He will then attack just two more issues that I think are important. He doesn't want to get involved in another war in the Middle East. He did oppose the war in Iraq. And thirdly, the most important issue, I think, I mean, also there's his attacks on Wall Street, which is right. But the trade deals, he's the only one who's run for president who's against the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
I want to talk about trade deals.
Popular issues.
He's also raised the issue of race, hasn't he? He's made it possible for people in America to talk about race if they don't like something, if they want to protect themselves first or their community first. You disagree?
No, I don't think it is about race. It's about immigration. It's about the nation. We can assimilate anyone. But look, we're talking about Russian immigrants too. They're white people. It's immigrants generally. Yes, we can assimilate them, but not in the numbers we're bringing them in.
Race is one or two or three on the list of what they care about. Trade comes in around 6 or 7. That's a sort of fig leaf for these xenophobic atavisms that what he's had is a disinhibiting effect on America. For a while, people felt there were certain things they couldn't say, and he's led the field in ripping all that away and saying, no, say what you feel. Be as crude and buffoonish as I am.
And is that healthy? Is it better to know what America actually does feel about the people that share the country?
He's shown us a great deal about America. None of it is pretty, but he's revealed things about, for instance, the Republican voter, that they don't really care about abortion very passionately. They certainly don't care about gay marriage very, very passionately.
Well, they do, and they don't like it.
Well, but not enough. I mean, they don't care about whether you're divorced, whether you pay taxes or not, whether you harass women. They don't care about that. We've had a great wave of racism while Obama's been in the White House. Now prepare for a great wave of misogyny. We've already seen it for years for
and
the last 18 months.
Would you accept that America has become more racist under Obama, and it has to prepare to become more misogynist under a Trump presidency?
No, I think these are all just the slanders. Like I say, instead of discussing the issues, and Hillary did call the Trans-Pacific Partnership, I don't know if your viewership knows about it, but it would take any jobs that haven't been shipped to Mexico and ship them to Asia. In the 1980s, we had more than...
We'll come on to the trade question in 1 second and
Okay.
discuss Clinton's place. But just answer
that's
that
an
question.
important issue.
Yeah, but just answer the question of racism and misogyny within the Trump
No,
campaign.
these are slanders because they don't want to talk about what I keep trying to talk about and you keep cutting me off from talking about. It is about the issues. That's what people are voting for. It is about trade. It is about jobs. And
Okay.
yet they throw all these crazy slanderous charges at Trump.
You and American Democrats are completely wrong to focus on the race issue or the misogyny issue. Why don't you look at Hillary Clinton changing her position on TTIP? She's clearly worried about this. Bernie Sanders has raised the issue of anti-globalization, and he's tapping into something that strikes a chord.
Yes, but I think that is all minor. I mean, what happened when Obama became president was certain people thought, oh, we can relax a little bit about race. But what that has done is awaken a nascent racism in America, because the fallback position for every white man has been, I may not be much, but I'm better than any black man in this country. And they look at Obama and they suddenly realize that they're not anymore. And the whole prestige of being white, working class, heterosexual has melted away from them. They're called the left behind.
So you are sympathetic to that or not?
Sympathetic to...
Well, would you say that those people are racist, or is that the wrong word you should use about people who are left behind?
When it comes to, well, let's take the deplorable question. Hillary Clinton said half his supporters were the deplorables. And a politician can't say that, but we can. And would you, with a straight face, say that Donald Trump isn't deplorable? You think he's not to be regretted?
No, I
you
think...
don't blush when you see him.
No, if I can answer, no, I think your sneering remarks about white men, why do you have to turn everything into race? Again, Trump and his supporters care about the country and the issues. And as for white men feeling like they're better than blacks, I submit that, and that's what the evidence looks like now, but we'll find out within 24 hours if I'm right. I've been taking bets on it all year. I will bet you Donald Trump gets more of the black vote than any Republican since Richard Nixon, or you don't have black people rushing to the polls. The idea that this is whites trying to oppress blacks, no, it's Americans against the ruling class, because for people like you, immigration is a triple. You get cheap servants, you get virtue, and you get someone to stand between you and the hordes. It's great for the ruling class. It's not so good for people who are competing for those jobs, including blacks, including Hispanics, and some white men, some white women.
The black question is the essential question in America. I mean, let's not forget, you had a civil war about this, and 650,000 of you thought it was worth killing each other, either to abolish it or to maintain it. After that, you had another century of Jim Crow and segregation. And it was not until a century after the Civil War did you make any progress at all.
We will be carrying this on Facebook with a live discussion, but that's all we have time for tonight. We'll be back in New York City tomorrow. We'll have a special program on Wednesday, Results Day, from Washington. From all of us here,